Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of HEX, The Legend of the Towers. In today's episode we'll be building the clock tower which sits just across the wall from the main entrance. Here I'm aligning the brick thingies I made last time because, as I said, I want to try and keep some of the piece counts down. By the end of recording this, it was already on 13%, which sort of made my heart die a bit on the inside, because I know that it can get a bit iffy with the pieces. I want it to be partly accurate, and you know, keep realism at the same time, but at the same time I've got to be aware and conscious of how many pieces I'm placing and the amount of duplication. So I'm really wary about duplicating unnecessary things. So I'm aligning everything up. This might take a while, however, I should be fine. Okay, funny thing is, it took me over 5 minutes in actual real time, not in time-lapse as it is in now. It took me 5 minutes to determine what on earth I was going to use for the circular looking thing that protrudes up the side of the clock tower. I was decently confused on how on earth I was meant to do it. So I ended up choosing the classic brick pillar and spiraling that, but by the end of it I thought that's not a great idea, and I changed the entire thing to just a single pillar, as you'll see later on in the video. I think I'm gonna have to go over and check it again because I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. Here, and that's incorrect. That will be changed at the end. I know it's incorrect. I did this one, or this particular tower from memory, and it's not so great. So I went back at the end and I fixed it. That means removing those corner pieces as they're unnecessary. That entire, let's call it the circular pillar, completely removed. Here I'm making the clock face area of the clock tower. This is where the clock will be, and yeah, just connecting it up with the wooden wall pieces and putting them towards an angle. I looked at a couple of videos for custom windows, and I've managed to make a custom window on one of the towers. This is that, I'm going to call it hexagonal, that tower right there. You'll see it has different windows. They're not the placed on ones. I might have to go over the entire thing again and place the custom made windows because they look a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, I'm deleting the corner pieces as I realised they were wrong. As I said previously, they are wrong. Here they're gone, and this is going as well. I don't like it. It doesn't work. Doesn't work well. It'll be removed at the end of the video. So here I'm moving it up because I realised I've placed it incorrectly, and I've got to go back still and check a couple of things over because it is highly incorrect. I know, I can see. Even in the cinematic at the start of the video, I noticed. Yeah, it's not very good. It's not very good at all. Yep, here I am lining things up. Not really getting the wall back to normal. It's a bit awkward to do, and the windows do take a while, especially custom windows, because you don't have to. You have to cut out a part of the wall, and you're able to see indoors as well. So like actual windows. But for the windows, I was trying to find a really thin piece, and I went on to the Planet X Discord server, and it stated, someone told me that the thinnest piece I can get is the vintage candle from the vintage DLC, and I don't have that, so I improvised using something different. And I don't know if you can guess what it is, but it is candy canes. I used it in the Nemesis recreation for one of the railings on that the entrance sign It's not too noticeable unless you actually look. I've done my best to conceal everything to the best of my ability, and anything that is sort of out of place I will be fixing in the near future, because quite frankly, we don't want this to be messy. We want this to be relatively clean. It is the towers, of course. It's the symbol of Alton Towers itself. So here you can see me placing in the window. I'm not actually sure if that window's there. Yet again, I'm going to go back, and you'll see in the next episode that I'm going to start the armory, which is the queue line going indoors. But yeah, I'll check over and I'll fix anything that I haven't gotten correct. I'm doing the majority of this from memory, by the way. Also, because I want to be conscious of the piece count and things like that, and I don't want to overload it to 100% by the time I work on the vault, I've used these pieces here to simulate windows, those thin slit windows. Yeah, I realise it's not the best to keep those. That thing's got to go. So yeah, I did spend yeah, my controller disconnected. That was embarrassing. But yeah, I was scrolling around for a bit, seeing what worked, because, you know, keeping the piece count down, but then also making it look good. I came to the conclusion that the small window oriel was the best. It was the best turret, and then I spent quite a while looking for what I was going to use for the pillar. So I looked at some of the pillars, and I thought, what about the Shin Dynasty? And I realised, okay, that's a bit too thick. And then I looked at the colour, and it didn't match the wall and the texture. So I thought, you know what? Considering the whole thing is made of technical brick when it's actually wood, ignore that fact. We don't need to know. No one needs to know that it's not concrete. I just decided to use the brick pieces. I mean, it's not the best. In fact, it's probably the worst I can do. I might circulate it. I might make some sort of circular pillar out of wood. But for now, that'll do. I'm extending it upwards because I realise it's quite small, and the clock tower is relatively tall itself, tall and slim, unlike the entrance tower, as you can see across the other side of the wall. I've got... majority of this does need to be fixed before I actually move on to the armory. But yeah, I've added some ivy on the outside of the wall. That was off camera, as well as the hexagonal. I keep thinking it's octagonal, it's hexagonal. Okay, so the hexagonal turret in the middle right there, that was built off camera. That took me like 5 minutes, not too long, and I've added some ivy on the wall. Now I'm trying to find I can't remember the name of them, or pull it off the top of my head, but it's a modular planter, and I use these are top no edge, and that's just to outline where foliage is going to go, such as the trees, bushes, etc. Anyway, I'll be leaving you there, because this is near the end of the video. The end for me, but not for you. Okay, so there is 3 minutes until the end of the video. Here I'm just messing around with walls and stuff, trying to get placements correct. The pathway I ended up putting in was deleted anyway, but it was just to see if I was going to place pathing, then it would be thick and wide enough. But thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. Sorry, I'm getting my words messed up now. Yeah, just thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series so far, I know, despite being 2 episodes, then make sure to give a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.